This is Ryan Abraham, Dan Weber, USCFootball.com. Instant analysis here on Howard Jones Field. Monday, so it's actually a Wednesday practice here on a Monday. We have a celebrity sighting. Matt Leinart, the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback's out here. Brought his son and his Pee Wee team to get autographs from everybody. So it's got an interesting practice today.
Yeah, and it's impossible to figure out exactly what day it is because after practice, Sark says it's our extra day. Well, so we've got an extra day to get ready. So don't even try to put an actual name for today. But I do think they're ahead. I think the back-to-back full pads practices this weekend got them to a farther along place than say they would normally be on a Wednesday. I guess we would call this. They look like they're doing more refining and more. I think it's working out well. I mean, they look like they got fresh legs. It looks like they are having a lot of fun, making a lot of noise. This is as upbeat, I think, as we've seen them the three back-to-back practices.
Yeah, no pads. Usually do like kind of a shoulder pad situation here on a quote-unquote Wednesday that's on a Monday. But I think health-wise, I think the week helped a lot. We got to see Sua Cravens practicing, Juju Smith. John Plattenberg walking around looked better than you thought he would. But injury-wise, the team seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, way better. No way I think we expected to see Plattenberg, in gear. I mean, the way they were so careful, carting him from one field to the other, then carting him off and having his leg immobilized. Now it's just they're describing it as a thigh contusion, and they're saying, well, that's tricky. I mean, the fact that he was up and walking in his practice gear and had range of motion in that after the way they had treated it was great. Leon McQuay said if they were going in pads today, probably would have had the yellow jersey on. He's still got a little soreness in that shoulder, but he said absolutely he's going to play, and that's how they've been using him. He's been in there for everything that they've done the last 3 days. So, but he did come down on that shoulder after colliding with Dory, and then Sua, who was on crutches when we before we saw him Saturday. He was the last time we'd seen him a week before. He was on crutches, so he said that maybe the cold weather there. He'd never had an MCL sprain, so he didn't know what he was dealing with. He was a little afraid in the cold weather and how it reacted. But I guess Sunday when they got him the MRI, and he just said, "Wow, okay, I'm good to go." Yeah. And he's been good to go, since he's been out here, and he gets to play. I think he's excited. He gets to play where he wants to play. Last week, this week, he's the nickel guy, and he gets to play a lot of man-to-man. And he actually said, "That's why I came here." So he's a pretty happy camper this week.
And he said if the game was today, he would play. So it doesn't look like there are any issues there with Sua Cravens. I got to talk to Justin Wilcox a little bit too. Tried to pin him down on how much pressure you could bring in. He wouldn't really give me a good answer on that. But he's a lot of situations about when they want to bring pressure. We've seen a lot of teams over this past weekend with USC in the bye week pressuring quarterback. Arizona State against Everett Golston, a lot of pressure, and it worked really well. Trying to pin him down, but didn't seem to want to talk about it too much.
Yeah, I don't know we're going to get any numbers out of him. I think what we'll see is they played more man, obviously, at Washington State than we've seen. We'll see how much man they go to this week. But I mean, I think they're clearly more confident in these guys that they can put them out on islands and let them play man. I mean, one of the problems, I guess, if you get the UCLA game, you play a lot of man. What happens is, they take you down the field, and then here comes Hundley on a quarterback draw, and everybody's playing man going that way, and Hundley's running right up behind him. So that's the balance maybe you have to strike when you do, when you do Hundley. But say with Golston, who does have a tendency to, turn the ball over under pressure, maybe, so they may end up not playing them the same way with both of them, but we're not going to get any intelligence out of Wilcox. I mean, I thought it was interesting the question about, you trust your guys more now, or was it a case of trying to protect them and so you don't come blitzing so that they've got to play so much man-to-man? And he said, "When did I ever say that?" Well, actually, the last time we heard it was Sark saying that's why they didn't blitz in that last drive with Utah, because they were a little bit worried about putting their guys out on islands. And Sark said, and Wilcox and I, we were on the phone the whole time talking about it. So we kind of think, they're going away from feeling like they absolutely have to protect them every minute. That with the Dory, with Kevon, they'll never forget Kevon missing that tackle against Arizona State. with the giving them the 73-yard touchdown pass. I mean, I think that'll, that's the game that if you had that play back, where are they now? They're barely ranked, if they're ranked at all, and they'd be probably in the top 10. One play, end the game, there you go.
Yeah, crazy. Well, tough test this weekend. Well, not this weekend, actually Thursday night with Jared Goff and Cal. A lot of talk about Goff and what he kind of brings to the table.
Yeah, and we can call it a weekend because it is technically Parents' Weekend.
Oh, okay.
So it starts Thursday, early weekend. It's like the weekender at Cal when they played on a Thursday night. So, Jared Goff, they really impressed with him, and I agree. He anticipates so well. He understands their offense really well. They can't say enough good things about him, and I think they're glad they had the Washington State game to help maybe get ready, for this game. But they know that he's a challenge. He's a guy that they got to, as we're getting surrounded by the little Leinarts here. They're moving in on us.
They're all in over the place.
They're taking over the field now.
The Fighting Leinarts, that's probably there too. They got the little Trojan uniforms and stuff on. All right, well, Dan, great stuff. Thanks, Instant Analysis here. For Dan Weber, this is Ryan Abraham. Check out uscfootball.com for more.